Pickup body design is one of the most competitive categories, especially in Kenya, owing to the fact that we are deep into farming, industrialization, and trading, hence the need for an instrument to haul our products to different markets across the country. Now, when it comes to off-road capabilities and towing capacity, all the pickups that you can name them from the Hilux to the D-Max do offer an excellent performance. But to separate the boys with one beard from men with beards, we take a look at their engine performance. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the 2019 Ford Ranger Wildtrak to kick us off on how each performs compared to other pickup body design. This is automobile. We normally say it's all about confidence in motion. Ndugu yangu Jonathan, bonyeza hicho kidude. Now, the Ford Ranger is continuing to have a steady growth in terms of numbers in the Kenyan market, courtesy of its rugged and bold design. And also, just to mention, it blends well with aftermarket modifications, hence that's why the car enthusiasts prefer to buy the Ford Ranger over other pickups. Now, the Ranger made its debut back in 1998, and it was produced from the first generation was produced from 1998 all the way to 2006. From 2006 all the way to 2011, the second generation was produced. As we speak now, the Ranger availed the T6 model that made its debut back in 2011, which is currently in production, and it was developed under the Mazda BT50 chassis. Now, this car we are having today comes with several engine options. The first engine option is a 2-liter bi-turbo that is driven by diesel, which gives you at least 15 kilometers to the liter. Now, there's also another engine that is a 3.2-liter bi-turbo that gives you 12 kilometers to a liter. One thing I love about the Ranger engine is that when it comes to off-road capability, it gives you good performance. Now, when you are buying the Ford Ranger, the best thing, when you ask me, I'll prefer to go with the 3.2-liter engine compared to the 2.0 bi-turbo liter engine, simply because the 2-liter is a small engine but gives you more power, but hence it's prone to reliability issues. But when you look at the take a look at the 3.2-liter engine, it's big and gives you also bigger performance. So when you buy this car, the best engine to go with is the 3.2-liter engine. Now, this car is connected, or rather the power is distributed to all the wheels through a 10-speed automatic transmission. But for my preference, I do love the manual. So if it comes to the manual configuration, of course, it depends with which market are you buying the Ranger from, because we do have Thailand, we do have the UK, we do also have South Africa. So depending from where you're buying the Ranger from, it comes with different specs, and also you as the owner, you know the specs that you love. So you can go with the market from Thailand or UK or South Africa. But for me, I prefer the manual transmission. Let's take a look at the exterior of the 2019 Ford Ranger Wildtrak. Now, when it comes to the exterior design of the Ford Ranger, when you compare it to the previous iterations of the Ranger, you find out that it has undergone a total facelift from the front all the way to the rear. Now, at the front, I do love its rugged and bold design, because anywhere it goes, it is eye-catchy and it will catch attention at any given time. At the front end, we do have a Ford emblem, which helps it assert its dominance wherever it goes. Also, the grille has been redesigned when you compare it to the previous generation, that is before the commencement, or the debut of the T6 platform that was based on the Mazda BT50 chassis. Also, at the lower fascia, we do have some air vents and this diffuser. The headlights are very adaptive to road curvature, and also you do have some LED daytime running lights. Above the hood, we do have some sweeping lines, which also helps in improving the flow of the aerodynamics. Let's take a look at the side profile of the Ford Ranger Wildtrak. Now, the wheelbase of the 2019 Ford Ranger Wildtrak is somehow longer, and the steps I'm taking means in return it gives you a roomy cabin. So if you have a family that you're a person with a large household, this car fits you well. Now the side profile has side steps. For those in the group of school, we call them running boards, which help you in exiting or alighting the vehicle at any given time effortlessly. Also on this fender here, we do have a bi-turbo to imply that this car is twin turbo powered, whether it's a 2-liter or a 3.2 liter. The wheels, before you talk about the wheels, when you look at the approach and departure angles, it means you can go with this car off-road and you won't have any worry that the body components will be damaged, because it's good, its ground clearance is very good, and also the approach and departure angles are excellent. Also, the wheels size 19 and they are very stock together with the alloys. Now when you go over here, we do have some roof rails, which improves the aesthetics of the Ford Ranger. As much as it is considered an off-road vehicle, people living in metropolis can use it to commute to and from work. Also, we have some trim levels, the higher trim levels that do come with a sunroof to improve natural lighting, or rather to give ambient lighting in the car. Now, as we go behind here, we do find out that this 2019 Ford Ranger Wildtrak comes with a leaf spring suspension system. But for those who like doing aftermarket modifications, you can change the leaf spring, the suspension from the leaf spring, and tune it, or rather give it a coil spring suspension for more comfort. Now, the difference between coil spring suspension and leaf spring suspension is that when it comes to hauling tons of cargo, it's better to use the leaf spring suspension, as in the Toyota Hilux. But when it comes, when you're deep into comfort, you want to enjoy driving your car, you can use the coil spring. Let's take a look at the rear end of the Ranger. Now, the rear end of the Ranger is very conservative, from the Ford emblem to, of course, surprisingly, what is missing is a tow bar, which is used, which can be attached to a trailer. But for this trim level, you don't have it. But for higher trim levels, we do have it. And also, when you take a look at the taillights, I do love how the manufacturers did add some kind of a cover to protect the taillights, because these taillights, when it breaks, my friend, I'm telling you, finding one of these taillights, it is a tall order, because they are not easily available, because the spare parts of the Ranger, they are not easily available, and if they're available, you'll use a lot of money to replace the taillight. Now, the load capacity of the Ranger, compared to other pickups from the Amarok to the Hilux, it does have a decent cargo area, for you can haul tons of freight from one location to another. But depending on the, either if it's a regular cab or a double cabin or a super cab, it will give you decent cargo area depending on what type of luggage are you hauling from one place to another. Now I'm seated in the first row of the 2019 Ford Ranger Wildtrak, and my people, kidogo tu. ni mzuri saa zingine ukikaa kwa gari hujawahi kalia usikie utamu yake. I mean, this car is very comfortable. It gives you decent legroom and headroom, and also the seats can recline to match your desired preference. The steering wheel is telescoping and at the same time power assisted. It has some controls over here which you can use to navigate the infotainment system when it comes to picking up calls or reducing or changing the radio station and many other things. Now, of course, here it has a 10-speed manual automatic transmission, and also compared to the previous generation, which we do have a gear stick that can be used to shift or rather engage the four-wheel drive. Here we just have a knob which can use to turn it from left to right, from 2 high to 4 high to 4 low. We also have some compartment storages. We do have a center console, 2 cup holders, a glove box compartment over here, and door pockets which can use to store or rather hold your drinks, paperwork, and also even keys and other things. We also do have a dashboard camera over here which you can use to record your trip wherever you go. What else have I not mentioned? Anyway, as I go to the second row of the Ranger, let me feel comfortable a little bit. Now in the second row of the Ranger, we do have also the same attributes as the first row. Decent headroom, ample knee room, and also we do have several compartment storages. We do have jacket pockets and the armrest. As you can see, gari bado mpya, fresh barida, bado iko na karatasi yake. And when you're going to Shago, especially now that the festive season is almost here, you can use this car to traverse any terrain uko Shago kwenyu, kama ni Murang'a, ama ni Kitale, ama ni uko kwa ndugu zetu wa Thingba Malo. Yeah. Now the 2019 Ford Ranger Wildtrak has a power-assisted steering wheel which also doubles up as telescopic, so it adapts very well to road curvature, and anybody driving it will have a good control and will enjoy their driving experience. When it comes to the suspension system, of course, we have already touched on the suspension system. If you are much into comfort, you can remove the leaf springs and replace them with the coil springs for more comfort. Now, the brakes of the Ford Ranger, they are very robust and rigid, so that when it comes, for example, you are about to experience any kind of potential accident, the brakes can bring this car to a halt in a matter of seconds to avoid any kind of mishap. Other technologies incorporated in the Wildtrak include traction control, stability control, hill start assist, and also hill descent control, among other, including the anti-lock braking system. Now, before I forgot, I have to talk about the four-wheel drive system of this car. By the way, down there on the comments, answer, or rather tell me what's the difference between an all-wheel drive system and the four-wheel drive system. Now, for this Ranger, it's a four-wheel drive system, meaning power is distributed to all the four wheels evenly. Now, this car, its four-wheel drive system, it has 2 highs, 4 highs, and 4 lows. Now, depending on the road surface you are traversing in, you can interchange the gears so that you don't get stuck in that uneven surface you are driving on. Now, the Ford Ranger 2019 Wildtrak sits in a very competitive category, for it is up against the Mitsubishi L200, the Isuzu D-Max, the Toyota Hilux. We also do have the Nissan Navara, the Volkswagen Amarok. So among those cars that I have mentioned in this category, you can see it's very competitive. So depending once again on your preference, you choose very well. And here at Automobile, we do offer consultancy. So if you feel like you don't have or rather the choice you want to go with, you feel like it is not complacent, you can visit us or give us a call or follow us on our handle so that we can advise you accordingly. So this car, when you want to buy it through Automobi, we are selling it at a cost of 7.3 million Kenya shillings. 7.3 million is the price, and anytime you contact us at 0786150817, we'll deliver this car, the 2019 Ford Ranger Wildtrak, wherever you are. So great people, we've come to the end of today's episode of Automobi, where we normally say it's all about confidence in motion. My name is Abel Nikanero Masete. My producer goes by the name Jonathan Guchie Nungu. See you guys. Peace.